Time for stream number 2. How's it going, Abby? Hey, Caleb and Aubrey. See if anybody else is having problems. Oh man, the issues with logging in. So I've never really used Clever as a classroom, but I was able to add Zoom to my classroom, my Clever apps. So I don't know what that looks like from you guys' end. Like if you go to Clever, can you go to like each teacher's page? Is that how that works?
Yeah, if you're on Clever, you can see each teacher's page.
Okay. Well, go see if mine shows. I put an app up for Zoom and for Khan Academy.
I can only see Khan Academy. I don't see Zoom.
Hmm. Or if it's, I wonder if I just need to refresh my page. I might be doing it wrong. I'm not much of a Clever user, like for homerooms and whatnot. Do I need to add it to my library? No, classes. Oh, hey, hang on. Okay. So here we go. It doesn't seem like when I'm looking at just the 6th period classroom, something access all. It doesn't seem like I can add apps per classroom. It's just like I have my own little library apparently. Let's see. I'll goof around with it for a few more minutes, then we'll talk about actual math stuff. Like if you click on my name somewhere, does it go to like I know I've got Zoom and like I've only got 2 up right now, but that might be in like my own little personal page. I'm trying to see how I can make sure they go to my classes. Ooh, I just clicked this little heart symbol. Maybe now it shows up. It's Brooklyn. Brooklyn's in the house. Okay, yeah, disclaimer guys, if you don't want your face on YouTube, you need to shut down your video upload. Because when I save and record this and then post it later, those sorts of things do show up. So Adam, what's going on? Does my Zoom show up on my classroom now if you refresh it?
It still doesn't. It only shows Khan Academy.
Here, log out and log back in and see if that makes a difference.
All right.
Thank you for being my guinea pig. Gotcha, Caleb. Just downloads the apps. Okay.
It's still not there.
Okay, well, as long as everyone can search for it on their device and find it, that's always kind of been my way. If I find a way to get something to work, I usually don't seek out a better way unless it's really dramatically better. So as long as you guys can find it and get on, which obviously you done did, we're all good. So let's talk algebra 1. Okay. The letter of the law, basically, from the top down, this is for what I assume is like every county in the state, is that each student is going to get 2 assignments per week. As I said in the 8th grade stream, that doesn't really doesn't work as far as practice is concerned. So the way I interpreted that is that you will have 2 graded assignments and you can roll the dice and just do those assignments and hope you did okay. Or you can do all the practice that I assigned before you do those assignments so you have a better chance to add success. So the con lessons, unless I stipulate, are not for grades. They are for practice, practice, practice. Now, when it comes to you guys, I feel like there's a lot of eighth grade material you really do need to know, that you kind of get glazed over when all we do is functions and all the algebra work. So I'm just going to leave it up to you, sort of which assignments you're going to do for your grades, I guess. I'm going to be doing basically an algebra class and an eighth grade class, and I'm sending everything to both. Everything goes to you guys both ways. If you just want to do the algebra work, go for it. If you want to do both because you got time in your hands and you want to be the smartest person possible, great. I don't know how to, I don't know any other way to live right now. So that's where we live in. Now this week, the algebra stuff is pretty super basic. I'm just going to be climbing through, starting with variables. And that is what we're going to talk about right now. So I'm giving people a little bit of time to log in, making some chit chat. So we are going to see. Oh, I'm saving my. So I just rendered the eighth grade stream. And it's just saving. So 8+6. Okay, I'll mess with that later. Hopefully it still works. Okay, so let's talk variables. Okay, so looking at the Algebra Foundations curriculum, here's where we're starting. So I've linked up these videos on y'all's classroom. I'm not really going to watch them here because you can watch them on your own time. But these first few lessons, most of you are just going to absolutely plow through, but I still want to go over them. So here's the first one. So I can bring in, okay, so I'm getting better with this Zoom tool usage. Okay, so evaluate 2D plus 3 when D is equal to 8. So it's basic, it's very basic substitution. Some of you can do this in your head. So that'd be 2 times 8 plus 3 be 16 plus 3. So I'm really hoping it's 19. Wouldn't want to mess that one up on stream. Okay. I wonder if there's keystrokes for like clearing annotations. That'd be good to know. Okay, so n over 6 when plus 2 when n is equal to 12. So it'd be 12 over 6. So it's substitution with a little bit of arithmetic spliced in. So 12 divided by 6 is 2 plus 2. So we're going to get 4 here. So that's evaluating expressions with one variable. If you come across any of these that for some reason are giving you grief, by all means, screenshot it, send it to me. Oh, that's better. I don't have to keep closing my annotation app. Okay, learning as we go. Caleb, yes, unless I post like, okay, so if you go to Google Classroom and you look at the assignments tab, There is one assignment that says assignments 1 and 2 are, and it tells you specifically which con lessons are going to be graded. So if you go to Classroom right now and look at your classwork assignments tab, it will tell you exactly which two for the algebra program are your graded assignments. But for the vast majority of like the other 12 lessons that are up, yes, they are technically optional. I'm not going to be counting them for grades. That's why I said in the opening stream, you can roll those dice and you can just go to the assignments and do the best you can with them and turn them in and hope for the best. But if you really want to make sure you're learning the material, you should probably try the practice problems first. So there it is. I'll stream every day. I'll answer questions every day. I'll post problems every day, hoping that, you know, people just get as much out of me as they can and that I'm available. But I just, when I read the top down decision that everyone's going to give out 2 assignments, I really wasn't sure how that would play out without more practice. So yeah, they are optional. That's the difference between a practice and an assignment. So looking at this one, we'll do one more, then I'll move on to something else. Let's see. So I want to draw. Let me draw. Okay, now my annotation tool is bugging out. Well, that was weird. Apparently, once I went to mouse mode, it wouldn't let me go back to draw mode. Okay. 4 minus 2f when f is equal to 1. Oh, goodness. 4 minus, oh, I even wrote it wrong. 4 minus 2 times f when f is equal to 1 would be 4 minus 2. So, mouse. Okay. So that's one of the first practice lessons I sent out. That is not for grade, but it is very necessary for practice. Well, it's weird when this zoomed in how big things are. Okay. Makes it easier for you guys to see, but harder for me to manage. The next one. Let's see. Okay, so it's the same. It's the same skill, except it's not gonna let you dodge decimals and fractions. So in this case, yeah, that is so strange. So this annotation tool that saves me the time of copying and pasting and whatnot, it does not let me go back to drawing unless I close out the tool. Anyway, teacher problems. Okay, so we got AB minus 0.5B when A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 5. So I'm just going to rewrite this expression using the values they gave me. So that would be AB, so that'd be 1 times 5. That's AB minus 0.5 times B, which is 5. So that'd be 1 times 5 is 5 minus 0.5 times 5. Well, that'd be 2.5. And 5 minus 2.5 should just be 2.5. This is a little more nerve-wracking because if I do these problems on a whiteboard at school and I make a mistake, I can do this cool little ninja move where I'm like, oh, but who noticed what I made a mistake on? This is going on the internet. So a little more, how do I say, high stakes to not make mistakes on algebra problems. This technically is dipping down even as low as 6th grade mechanics. All right, evaluate j over k minus 0.2 k when j equals 25 and k equals 5. Okay, so I'm going to follow the exact same procedure here. I'm going to rewrite. Okay, so this is the expression I'm trying to evaluate, and these are the values they give me. So that would be j, which is 25, over k, which is 5, minus 0.2 times k, and k is 5. So, okay, so 25 divided by 5 is 5. And 2/10 times 5 would be 1. 2 times 5 is 10. Place value jumps. Okay, so it would be 1. So the answer should be 4. Sweet. Now I scheduled these Algebra 1 sessions for 45 minutes, which gives me a 15-minute break to run in the other room and make a 5-year-old a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and make sure the 11-year-old is doing his chores. So hopefully in 45 minutes we can get a good chunk of work done. So now this is sort of like the same skill, just getting a little bit more rigorous. Why did I just do that one? The same one? Yeah, that's the same one I just did. Moving on. Okay, so this quiz 1, this is actually one of your graded assignments. So if you looked at Google Classroom, and you'll see that I've noted which ones they are. On Khan, I know you got a long list of stuff that I've listed this week, but this is the quiz. That is one of your grades. I am unsure if it lets you retake them like it does normal Khan lessons, but there it is. This week there'll be a lot of trial and error of like the best way to communicate with you guys, best way to let you take assessments, best way to let you retake them if you do poorly. So I'll work out the kinks, and if this is if just doing the quiz through Khan is not sufficient, then I'll take those and make them into PDFs, and we'll do it through Classroom a little more officially. Oh, combine like terms, fun. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so combine the like terms to create an equivalent expression. Okay, so we're just going to put as many things together here as we can. And I'm answering your question. Okay, so looking at this, let's see, what can we do and what can we not do? Well, okay, negative 3k minus a negative 8 plus 2. Well, according to the orders of operations, the first thing I'm supposed to do is exponents, but I don't have any. And then after that, there's parentheses. Now I have parentheses. There's nothing really going on in there. The next thing will be multiplying and dividing. Now, negative 3 times k is multiplying, but I don't know what k is, so I can't really do anything with it. What I can do, though, is right here. This negative on the outside of this parentheses, this is really like a supposed negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 8, well, integer rules here, negative times negative is positive. So really what this turns into, the negative 3k is still the same. Negative 1 times negative 8 is a positive 8. And then I'm adding 2. Now, the like terms, those words, I really can't mix this negative 3k with anything. The 8 and the 2, those can be added together. So that'd be negative 3k plus 10. And as ugly as it looks, that should be my answer. Negative 3k plus 10. Yeah, that's what it is. So combined like terms is more about kind of restricting yourself to what you can and can't do. And if you can't add that k with anything, that's just part of your answer. Here, try this one. I'm going to mute myself for just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, let's see if we all come up with the same thing. Annotate. I mean, if we get to a point where we're fluid enough with this, I can let you guys draw on the screen apparently, and like let one person solve it. So let's see. So the 8t and the negative 4t can go together. The positive 1 and the negative 6 can mix together. So it looks like 8t minus 4t would be 4t, and 1 plus the negative 6 would be negative 5. So that's probably what I would go with. 4t minus 5. Let's see how that works. Huzzah. Any brave souls want to try to do the next one on screen? Huh? I would understand why not, because internet and reasons. But that's combining like terms. Now, this one's a little more advanced. So now we've got negative coefficients, and it's starting to feel like actual math here. They do give some multiple choice, but we'll look at that in a minute. Okay, so simplify. Okay, so when they say simplify, really what all we're trying to do is combine, like just put together what we can while we can. So the first thing I'm gonna want to do is distribute this -2 into both terms and this 5 into both terms. Let me go ahead and rewrite the whole thing. That would be -2 parentheses -5n plus 6. I'm going to add that to 5 times 2 minus 7n. Okay, so the distributive property, the -2 gets multiplied by both terms. That's a binomial because they're separated. So -2 times -5, that's negative times negative. So that'd be 10n. -2 times a positive 6 would be minus 12. Positive 5 times positive 2. So we're adding 10. Positive 5 times a negative 7n would be negative 35n. Whoop, that's a 5. Minus 35n. Okay. So what can we put together? Well, we've got 10n and negative 35n that'll go together. And then we have negative 12 and positive 10 that'll go together. So let's do the ones with the variables first. So negative 10, I'm sorry, that's a positive 10 and minus 35n, that'd be negative 25n. And then negative 12 plus 10, that should just be minus 2. Is that one of our options? Negative 25 minus 2. That's what I'm going to go with. Yeah. Sweet. Sweet. All right. Let me clear this stuff out. All right. I'm going to write this one down. You guys try it and let's see if we can all agree on an answer before I show my emails. Let's see if we can all agree on one answer for this one without even being able to see all the answers. So here it is. While the annotation tool is open, if you want to write on the screen, you actually have the ability to. If you are so brave, you may. It doesn't even say who did it. So that being said, let's write it down. 8 parentheses 10 minus 6q plus 3 parentheses negative 7q minus 2. Okay, take a minute. See what you get. I got to answer a message. I really appreciate you guys struggling with all the login stuff to try and get things working on day one. Okay, so let's see what can be done. The first thing I noticed is that I've got to do the distributed property. So this 8 is going to multiply by both terms, and this 3 is going to multiply by both terms. So 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times a negative 6q would be negative 48q. 3 times negative 7 would be negative 21q. I'm sorry, 3 times negative 7q would be negative 21q. And 3 times a negative 2 would be negative 6. So now we've got to combine like terms. So the negative 48q and the negative 21q will go together. So that would make, goodness, negative 69q? 40, 60, yeah, negative 69q. And then 80 minus 6 would be a positive 74. So let's see if that's one of our answers. Negative 69q plus 74. Yeah, I'll go with C on that one. Cool. It's always refreshing to get things right on the first try. Okay, so we've done one variable expressions, we've done multiple variable expressions, we've done expressions with fractions and decimals, we've done combining like terms, we've done combining like terms with negative coefficients and distribution, combining like terms with rational coefficients. Now, rational numbers include fractions and decimals, so that's what I'm assuming we're about to look at. There are decimals. Okay, so the rules don't change. It's going to be distribution. It's going to be negative integers. And in this case, we're just going to add in some decimals. So let's just get to it. So 7.4z minus 5, parentheses, negative 1.6z plus 2 4/10 in parentheses. Okay, well, 7.4z minus 5, parentheses, negative 1.6z. I'm always tempted to start saying the British and call it Z. Plus 2.2 4/10. Okay, so what can be done? Well, this negative 5 can be distributed to both terms. And now you do have to multiply by the negative 5, not just 5. So this is going to end up being (7.4z). Okay, so negative 5 times a negative 1.6. Okay, so, well, negative times negative is definitely going to be positive. So what's 5 times 16? That'd be 50, and 30 makes 80. So 5, I think it should be 8.0. So that'd be 8z. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 6/10 would be 3. So yeah, it'd be 8. Okay, so now negative 5 times a positive 2.4. Now negative times positive, that'd be a negative answer. So 5 times 2.4, that'd be 5 times 24, which is 120. So I guess it'd be 12. 5 times 2.4. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 4/10 is 2. Yeah, it's 12. Okay, so all the heavy lifting is done. Now we just need to combine like terms. So 7.4z plus 8z. Those are the only two things that can combine. So that'd be like 15.4z minus 12. And as ugly as that looks, there's nothing else that can be done. So 15.4z minus 12. Relief. Sweet. Clear all that out. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip on to the last one. That would be pretty much everything, practice problem wise, until your second assignment, which is quiz 2, and that is sort of like the week in the algebra classroom for your intro to algebra stuff. And that'll close out the day. We got about 10 minutes. We'll do a couple of these and answer any questions you guys have, and we'll go from there. Oh, they're just trying to mess with people that have bad eyes. I swear. P's and Q's, Q's and P's. I saw, um, okay, so it's total sidetrack. So I saw something on Facebook today, which was a meme. It's just this giant poster of all W's, and there's one M mixed in with all of them. And it claimed if you can find the M, you're a genius. And of course, I had to sit there and find the M. It didn't take long, but that's what this reminds me of. People just want to see if you can notice the difference between these letters. So, okay, so that's a Q, that's a Q, that's a Q. So 3 Q's and 2 P's. Choose all that apply. Oh, you're tricky. Okay, so I guess the question is B a correct answer? 2P and 3, I know A is right. The question is this correct? There's one extra Q. So that'd be 2 P's, 2 Q's, and a Q, yeah. Yeah, it's more. It's not really less complicated, but they didn't say which one is the simplest form. They just said which expressions are equivalent. So yeah, I'd go with both. Okay, fair play to them. All right, last question of the day. Which expressions are equivalent? Choose 2 answers. Oh, neat. Okay, so at least they're telling us exactly. There are exactly 2 answers. So x plus 2. So my initial response is to write this as 3x plus 2. So I like that one, obviously. I do not like you, sir. 3x. Okay, now wait a minute. This one, if I did the distribution, that'd be 3x. That's not even a 3, buddy. That would be 3x plus 6. Oh, I need to scroll down, so this is not going to line up anymore. Hang on. Let's get all technical. Oh, that was sweet. Okay, so the question is, does this last one, is this 3x plus 2? Well, that'd be 2x plus 2, an additional x. Yeah, I think it'd be 3x plus 2. And they agree. Okay. So we got 7 minutes left in the stream. And I'm going to clear out these annotations. Close that down. Check and see if I have any last minute emails with people having questions or concerns or screenshots. Yay, someone found my YouTube. Let's see. No, I haven't got any students or parents emails, just stuff from school. Like, if you guys have any sort of an issue with Chromebooks, there are forums for that. Man, I'm yawny all of a sudden. Oh yeah, so there's a whole document on how to access Zoom, and now they send it out. That's great. So there's a Zoom app on Clever. If we ever figure out how to access that, Miss Foy said that she's got a Zoom app on her classroom, and I tried to put it on mine. I'll see if I can fix that. Then there's a district Zoom link, apparently. Then there's a bunch of directions on how to schedule meetings, which I've already figured out how to do. Screen sharing, yada yada yada. Okay. So I guess I'll open this up for the last 5 minutes. Do you guys have any concerns at the moment about the work, about grades, about life? I don't know. Whatever you guys have questions about, that's what I like to spend the last 5 minutes doing. So what are you guys concerned about? What do you have going on in your lives? I can read messages or I can take audio. You just have to unmute yourself or learn how to keystroke. I think there's there's a pre-saved keystroke for like if you want to unmute yourself, you just hold the key down, talk, and then let it go, and then you will no longer be streaming. Oh, did it let you annotate without me actually opening up the tool myself? That's interesting. Yeah. Now the one thing I don't like about this annotating tool. Now I can have the clear button and just um, erase everything instantaneously, but it doesn't. Like if you're showing a Google slide, it automatically tells you who's typing what, and so it kind of self polices. So like you can't do anything that horrendous because people will know it was you. So far on this, I have not figured out who is typing or drawing what, which is semi dangerous. But what can you do? I wonder if there's any other management options that I should be messing with. I don't think so. Oh yeah, people aren't able to annotate if they're on their device, not with their mouse. I bet someone could figure it out. I bet if you can do it on the phone, you can do it on the device. And of course, now that I'm no longer sharing my screen, I don't think the annotation option is even open. But apparently, I can put thumbs up and. Is there a way to get that to go away? In the meeting tabs, you can there's a reactions button, but I don't know. Oh, it just goes away over time. Get it. Okay, so I guess I'll take the last 2 minutes to recap. Well, Adam, I trust you. I think you're a genius. So you figure it out and get back to me because I can't test things like that. You guys have to. And this week is going to be a lot of trial and error. So to recap, I send out everything to every eighth grader, and then I only send out algebra stuff to you guys. Your grades can be completely based on the algebra assignments, which is what I think would be best. But I think it would be lame that you missed out on the eighth grade work. So just be smarter people. I think you should do both, but that's not how things are working out right now as far as like requirements. There are a lot of con lessons that are just for practice. You need to look at Google Classroom and the classroom assignments to see which ones are actually for grades. I'll be streaming every day for eighth grade from 10 to 11, and then from 11:15 to noon for sixth period. Everything's going to get posted on YouTube because everything is recorded. And yeah, I guess by tomorrow I should have some sort of a like what the problems we just did today. I should be able to have some sort of a preloaded non-live lesson recorded and just more material for you guys to look at and study from and learn from. But this cat picture must be some sort of a stock photo, or somehow Caleb's showing up in two different windows for me. The I just want you guys to stay safe, stay active, and like I said, the eighth grade, the other stream, I think every day something you should do is set an alarm and get up on time, get cleaned up and get dressed in clean clothes. I think you should make your bed every day. I got one behind me. Those are just little things that I think will start you off with a good day. And just expect to do about 2 hours of work every day. Now, your 2 hours of work doesn't have to include my stream because since I record everything and post everything, you can watch it later if you don't have time to be on at 11 or mom needs a computer or whatever. I understand. Maybe you don't even have internet every day. Just watch this whenever you get a chance. And I'll think about y'all. So it's noon. It's time to get everyone some food. I hope you guys are safe. Hope you guys are healthy. I hope you're taking care of your families. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye.